They say every day is for the thief, one day for the owner of the house. But ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, has reversed the role. It is now every day for the owner of the house. If you're involved in bribery, over-invoicing, or any shady deal, the day of reckoning has come. ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, is watching you. If you're reported for any corrupt practice, you'll be investigated, prosecuted, and punished. Corruption is harmful to our nation. Join the campaign against it by reporting any corrupt practice to ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Let we join hands with ICPC, make them better.
Let's make Nigeria great again.
ICPC, they want you.
And for corruption.
Break the chain of corruption now. Don't give, don't take. This message is brought to you by ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Suddenly, the world stopped. COVID-19 does not discriminate.
Like corruption, everyone,
Regardless of social status, economic class,
color,
creed,
religion.
pays. Corruption is deadly to development.
COVID-19 is deadly to human lives.
Corrupt persons exploit times of emergency response
To act corruptly.
Do not be tempted.
Don't enrich yourself with COVID-19 relief funds.
ICPC is watching.
If we can end COVID-19
By sacrificing social contacts, we can eradicate.
Corruption.
COVID-19 can be prevented.
Also,
Corruption can be prevented.
ICPC salutes all the people
On the front lines.
Of COVID-19 fight.
we salute you too.
For saying no to corruption.
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 No to corruption. Hello and welcome. This is Corruption Must Go, a production of the Public Enlightenment Department of ICPC. I am your host, Murna Barnabas Atiai. Happy Children's Day. Children, hope you are staying safe. Today is May 27th, another celebration of Children's Day in Nigeria. Children's Day is a day set aside to honor children all over the world. It was first proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in 1954 to encourage all countries to institute a day to promote the welfare of children, as well as raise public awareness on problems facing them. Today, we shall focus on how corruption has affected and is still affecting the Nigerian child, as they constitute about 42% of the country's population. We shall bring you a bit of character molding drama, ethics, and more. Ruth is here with anti-corruption stories.
Thank you, Muna. Welcome to this segment on anti-corruption stories. I am Ruth Awudi. ICPC has secured a bench warrant to arrest two nationals of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka for their failure to appear in court to take their plea in a criminal matter. The bench warrant was issued by Honorable Justice Goodluck of the Federal Capital Territory High Court 4, sitting in Maitama, Abuja. The two Sri Lankans, Messrs. Sathiraj Kantharasand, Vinith Ukantharasa, and the Nigerian national Anthony Adetokunbo, who are the first, second, and third accused persons respectively, were scheduled to appear before the court on allegations bordering on forgery of travel documents and criminal conspiracy. Kantharasa and Ukantharasa were accused of forging the passports, national identity card, and driving license of the Republic of Malaysia. However, when the case was mentioned for arraignment, only the third defendant announced his appearance in court, while the first and second defendants were conspicuously absent. Their lawyer, Nonso Unzedibe, informed the court that his clients were fully aware of the rescheduled date for their arraignment, saying that he was not informed of any reason for their absence in court. The prosecution counsel, Enyekan Ekong, had earlier prayed the court to grant the commission a bench warrant for their arrest to compel them to attend their trial. In granting the warrant, the trial judge expressed disappointment in the two foreign nationals that despite their knowledge of the rescheduled date for their arraignment, they chose to abscond without any reason. Justice Goodluck also ruled that a bench warrant be issued against their shorty, Mr. Olarinwaju Olayiwola Olushola, a deputy director with the Federal Ministry of Finance, as to why he should not be remanded in prison custody pending the time the suspects are found. The case has been adjourned to a later date. In another development, leveraging on its preventive mandate as enshrined in Section 6B to D of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000, the chairman of ICPC, Professor Bolaji Owasonye, has drawn up corruption prevention guidelines for the management of relief funds by the Presidential Task Force, PTF, on COVID-19. The guidelines are in furtherance of the objective for which the Commission recently set up a monitoring team to collaborate with PTF in ensuring the transparent utilization of funds, donations, and other receipts mobilized towards combating the outbreak of the novel coronavirus disease in the country. Furthermore, the responsibility for procurements rests on the shoulders of the chairman PTF, and all such procurements are required to adhere to the provisions of Section 43 of the Public Procurement Act 2007 in the emergency period. Additionally, all post-COVID procurements must comply fully with the comprehensive provisions of the procurement law. The guidelines also require all cash advances to be subject to the financial regulations and public service rules. Petty cash advances may be made to an officer for petty cash transactions as approved by the chairman PTF. Officials who receive such advances shall be personally accountable and financially liable for the custody and management of the advances. They must account for the advances at any given time and are expected to report weekly to the chairman or as he may direct. What is more, the guidelines make quite useful and specific provisions to take care of approval thresholds, audit, monitoring and evaluation, while encouraging the task force to engage the active participation of individuals or groups outside the public sector to enhance accountability, transparency, and promote public participation and contribution. This is to ensure that information is made available to the public and for them to provide feedback through the ICPC toll-free telephone lines, email, social media platforms, etc., to eliminate the suspicion of corruption. The guidelines shall not apply to donations and receipts from the private sector unless they are given to the task force to manage. It may be recalled that the chairman of ICPC had set up the independent COVID-19 funds monitoring team with the responsibility of preventing possible financial abuses that may arise in the management of these funds. While inaugurating the team at the ICPC headquarters in Abuja, Professor Owasonye had noted that the team would be working in collaboration with the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 to ensure value for money, fairness, transparency, accountability, and integrity. While inaugurating the team at the ICPC headquarters in Abuja, Professor Owasanye had noted that the team would be working in collaboration with the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 to ensure value for money, fairness, transparency, accountability and integrity in order that the COVID-19 funds achieve their intended outcomes in the overall interest of the nation. The recommended corruption prevention guideline in the management of COVID-19 relief funds can be found on the Commission's website www.icpc.gov.ng. It is also available for download. In a related development, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has since released a mandatory framework for the management of COVID-19 funds under TSA. That will be all on this segment. Corruption Must Go continues with Murna. Stay safe, stay with us.
According to a report titled Stolen Future, the Impact of Corruption on Children in Africa, which was launched in March 2019 at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, children bear a disproportionate burden of the discriminatory effects of corruption due to their reliance on public services. In view of this, we spoke with some children who bear their minds on how corruption has affected them and what they say on their part can do to stop corruption.
I think corruption is a disloyal act for a person. Corruption is a disloyal act for a person that is trusted with a particular job to do or activity to run, and the person takes that advantage upon his or herself and is bad. So that's practically corruption.
Okay. In your own understanding also, what do you think are the effects of corruption on the Nigerian child?
Okay, the effects that can practically happen to a child is the child can grow up with corruption being taken around the child and think that it's something good, so it will make the child to grow up to be a corrupt person. And it also affects the child in academic things, because once the child grows with corruption, it starts happening from home, then from school and from other places as the child grows up.
Okay, so what can the child on their own do to stop corruption?
Okay, so the children can be able to watch dramas or plays or cartoons that are based on stopping corruption, so that they can be able to learn from them. And youths too can have youth fellowships or something to be able to gather them together, so that they can be able to get to know what and what not to do about corruption.
Corruption can be defined as generally the misuse of entrusted power for private gain.
Okay. As a child, what do you think are the effects of corruption on the Nigerian child?
The Nigerian children can be, their opportunities will be limited, because like in most places, like the health services, bribery is used to get more attention, and in some cases they might not have the resources for health services and they will be limited.
So what can the child on their own do to stop corruption?
They can take their education seriously, because education teaches them societal values and positive values, which will help them to look for alternative ways to succeed without going looking for other things.
Thank you.
Like it can affect their education. It can affect their education, their health, and they may not be able to go to school. That will not make them to be bright in future.
Corruption is the bad act of stealing. Corruption is an act of taking or stealing what is not your own. It affects me as a child, because when there is corruption in the Ministry of Education, there will not be there will not be enough educational facilities for the Nigerian sector to learn. Like now, look at the instance, some abroad countries, they are doing well because they have already developed the e-learning. But for Nigeria, us now, we have not developed our e-learning facilities. That is why now we are having problem in that.
Mr. Jide Ojo, a public commentator, in a report he released in 2019 titled Effects of Corruption on Nigerian Children, estimates that there were well over 13.5 million out-of-school children. Infant mortality rate stood at 69.8 infant deaths per 1,000 births. It mentions kidnapping, selling of children, child soldiering and prostitution and so on as some of the corruption-related problems affecting children in Nigeria. What then is the role of corruption in the problems enumerated above? What is the way forward? Mr. Jide Ojo tells us more.
Child prostitute. Children who are barely in their teens, becoming, living in brothels and living off men. And that has short-circuited a lot of lives. People will have grown up to be world leaders, to be national leaders. Their lives and destinies are cut short, all because of corrupt public officials.
So what is the way forward if that is the case?
The way forward is you flip it, deal with the causative factor. Let people's money work for them. If you budget something, at least apply prudently, apply as approved, not misapply resources. You could see even over this issue of palliatives, all manner of controversies about, it was diverted, it was not people, there is a padding of numbers and all of that. That should not be. Righteousness exalts a nation. If we as public servants are righteous and we do the right thing, we will be able to checkmate all of these crimes against humanity, crimes against children. We'll be celebrating Children's Day. What do we celebrate on those days? Beyond the rhetorics of speeches and false hopes, 60 years down the line, after our national independence, what has been the exponential qualitative life we have given to Nigerian children? So this is something that should bother our political leaders, from the president down to the governors, down to the 774 local government chairmen and councillors. So we need to make people's money work for them. And having a transparent and accountable governance will ensure that. Because when you are accountable to the people, even if the resources is limited, people will sympathize and empathize with you. You understand? People will say, okay, we know you don't have enough. That is why this is happening. But not that you say something is not enough, even what is not enough, you are stealing it. You are diverting it to public private use. That is inhuman. It's ungodly. So we need to change our ways in terms of our governance orientation. Governance should be about the people, ensuring that people's welfare and well-being is uppermost and paramount in our hearts as public officials. So the answer is very stares us in the face. Stop corruption. Stop misappropriating resources meant for our common good.
Who is at my door? Men and women of ICPC, come join the fight, they say. True, that monster cannot be surmounted, I say. Besides, I don't care about corruption anymore. Who is at my door? Ah, my son, my precious jewel is gone. We are sorry for the bad roads. We may have gotten to the hospital in time. And we did. They had no drugs. Who is at my door? The son of the politician who raped your daughter is a free man. No, it can't be. The evidence was overwhelming, and so was the bribe his father gave the judge. Who is at my door? Nobody to weep with you. Corruption has harmed you, but it doesn't matter. You don't care about corruption anymore. Let us rise and fight to win. For win we must. The fight requires strength, and though there be strength in numbers, one is still a number. Be counted. Happy Children's Day.
Hi. We are here for registration.
Can I have your number, please? 49. Number 2 just left my office now.
So?
It is number 3 Stone.
Are you saying I have to be on the queue? Do you know who you're talking to?
Our policy says we should queue. Madam, it is high time we started doing things right in this country. Next, please. Turn around.
Mr. Brief, you really need this money for a new pair of shoes.
That notwithstanding, I shall not be bribed. This is corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Investing in children is essential for Nigeria's social and economic development. Corruption prevents them from getting the services they need. Combating corruption is therefore an important step for increasing the funds available for families and government to invest in children. Live so that when your children think of fairness, caring and integrity, they think of you. That's our package on today's edition of the program. Remember that every child is your child. Let's join hands to stop corruption now to secure the future of Nigeria's children. And children, do remember to stay safe by washing your hands regularly and following other prescribed COVID-19 safety guidelines. Bye for now, and please stay safe.